You're listening to the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
Let's move on to this, guys. I couldn't believe it. The other day, I heard this on the radio. There's a program on 2GB by a guy called Ben Fordham.
Never heard of it.
And he takes callers. It's like an interactive show, similar to ours. People will ring up, he'll accept the call, and you'll hear that phone call on the radio.
Oh, wow, it's a good idea.
We do that too. He is on the AM band, we're on the FM band. What was interesting, I just couldn't believe this story that happened to find its way onto Ben Fordham's show.
A few years ago, I dated a guy who was a climber, and they used to sit around talking about the good old days of climbing before it became commercialised and controlled. And there was a couple who were friends with my ex-boyfriend who conceived their child at the top of the Harbour Bridge. They climbed it as climbers and had their daughter.
They made love up there?
Yep, I couldn't believe it either, but they all told the stories and they have the daughter to prove it.
Because for anyone, I bet he's having a laugh there at the end, because for anyone that's done the Harbour Bridge climb, you would have thought that's impossible because you've got your jumpsuit on, everything needs to be strapped in. It would be impossible to somehow derobe or create a way of making a baby.
You can't, the harness, you can't get out of the jumpsuit.
No, you can't. But this was freestylers back in the day before bridge climb existed.
Right.
So they've scaled the Harbour Bridge, right, before the laws were invented, got to the top and went, what should we do now?
Wow.
I mean, not only doing the act up there, that's one thing, but to conceive a child is another. And to think somebody here in Sydney was conceived on the top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
They're the bridge baby.
Bridge baby.
They love them so much, but they are literally mountain, aren't they?
Yes. Yep.
They're doing that at the top. I mean, I don't know why. I wonder if that's a thing for climbers, that they get so excited when they get to the top of a peak.
I bet you it is.
That they go, oh, man, I would love
to get it
do
on.
certain things to you right now.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the view's great, but I'd like to have a look at something else. And the next thing you know...
And it's not like it's...
They're into it.
It's not really comfortable up there. To be quite cold, you would think.
Lying down against the metal. Oh, there's a bolt in my back.
I think you're making it sound more romantic than possibly it was.
Oh, says, if they've got the right morning for it. We've been up there and done the show there before. And Fitzy and I looked into each other's eyes and thought, how could it get any better than this?
What was the baby called? Coat hanger or...?
No, Bridget. No. I don't know. I've got no idea.
Bridget.
13 24 10. For one, if anybody knows this child that was conceived on the Harbour Bridge, I'd like to speak to them.
We'd have to find them.
You'd have to find them. Second to that, I'd love to know if you were conceived at a landmark. Like, where was it?
Like the big Merino or something?
Could have been the potato in Robinson says. It doesn't need to be the Eiffel Tower or the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Oh, gotcha.
If it was a landmark, like the Engadine Macca's in the Dunny there, it could be
lovely.
anything.
I actually find it quite creepy when your parents are quite open to
About
having
that.
the conversation about where you were conceived. I don't want to know that.
But also, how do they know? Like, either they were having it very sparingly,
Yeah.
or...
Yeah, so can you just tell everyone again with the Beckhams? So they were in Brooklyn, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, apparently. But that's what they say. So it's fine,
So
I guess, if
Brooklyn
you...
was- yeah.
But if you're there for like a month...
But they were in
something.
Brooklyn looking out at the Brooklyn Bridge.
But what I'm saying is, was that the only time in the
Yeah, I know what
days
you
and
mean.
weeks around it that they were intimate?
Tommy, your child, Tirana, is that...
Was that a back seat? It was like a bench seat?
Wouldn't be my child Yaris, that's for sure. That's not
I'm not going to get too people than that.
Little Yaris. Come here, little Yaris. Ah, he's so portable, isn't he?
Take him anywhere and easy to park. 13 24 10. Love to know if maybe you got it on or it was conceived, a child was conceived at a well-known landmark.
Well, do you know what? They do say both of our children were conceived on holidays, stress-free, didn't have to worry about anything. So this could be a road trip. I do like that. When you are travelling with your partner, you're in love, you might pull over at the big spud.
Yep.
And you might decide to get it on.
When you see that big potato in Robinson, you think to yourself, my God, that's hot.
Oh, you don't want to stuff at a dog on the tucker box.
No, you don't. Because you know where that ends up.
Wow.
Do we really have to
look
do
at
what
the
he's
big
doing?
prawn. I'm so excited right now.
I just want to rip its head off and eat the body.
I don't think you're going to get any calls, mate.
We're going to get calls. Tom, we got any prizes or anything?
What do we do?
People.
Sort of incentive.
You throw out an incentive. Call.
We got a Yaris.
Yeah, my car and $100 worth the same. $100 to spend at Amazon, guys.
$100 spent at Amazon?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. They have sales all the time.
Yeah, they do.
No one's been conceived at a landmark. 13 24 10. We'll get you on next.
Amazing to hear that before the Harbour Bridge climb officially started, there was a couple of free climbers that went to the top, a guy and a girl, and they got it on. A baby was conceived on the top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That's an extraordinary effort.
It's an amazing effort, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Has anyone got it on in space yet?
Oh, have they spoken about that?
Has it been the first... Macca's nodding his head. He's across SpaceX,
Macca's,
you, mate?
have you got a sound effect with it or something?
What do you got, Macca?
Was that?
Someone was planning to do it in space within the next year or so.
It would be a very long process, wouldn't it, with no gravity?
Well, but no, because you're in those chambers, aren't you, with gravity?
You could get it
where
on.
the astronauts are.
Okay.
Or
gotcha.
do you mean they have to be outside the
Yes.
space?
Oh, no, you don't have to
Station.
be out.
No,
you need to be
but
inside.
it'll be anti-gravity, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
No, but it would be
like
very...
It'd be terrible having to hold someone there.
It would take ages.
No,
It'd
like
be a
being in
very
a
slow process.
It'd be in a swing without having the swing.
No, but if the other person is not attached to you...
Yes.
Why can't you hold them?
Yeah, okay, sure, but where's it, like...
Yeah,
I don't want
that's
to talk
really
about
hard.
it anymore.
Anyway, where were we?
Yeah.
Miriam's given us a call from Greystanes. Where were you born, Miriam?
Hi, I was born outside of the Big Pineapple in Coast Harbour.
Oh, okay. Not
there it
conceived,
is.
but born outside the Big Pineapple.
Yeah, so I wasn't conceived there, but I was born there.
Oh,
Mum
yeah,
and
we'll
Dad
take that.
wanted
I'll take
Miriam,
Mum
that.
and Dad wanted a quick holiday before I was born.
Right, and then you came out a little early.
Yeah, in the holiday.
Do you like pineapple, Miriam?
I love pineapple.
Yeah.
Whack it on a pizza, whack it in a fruit salad. I love it.
Yeah, I agree,
that's
Miriam. So
fantastic.
did they roll out the blankets just under the giant pineapple while there were other tourists there taking photos, or...?
Well, Dad was halfway up the pineapple and sort of saw what was happening. And then there was strangers, calling the ambulance for Mum. And I was technically born in the ambulance, but just outside the Big Pineapple.
Oh, amazing
Miriam.
stuff. Have you been back as a family, Miriam?
No, not yet, but it'll be funny to go back, I reckon.
Should have your
good on
kids
you.
there. That'd be amazing. Mick in Picton. Where were you conceived, Mick?
Yeah, g'day guys. Nowhere glamorous, not a hotel room or anything fancy like that. But back in the day, Mum and Dad did a lot of backpacking around Australia.
Yep.
And they got dropped off at a petrol station up at Armidale, and they were waiting to try and hitch a ride to Tamworth. And a guy was there with a horse float that had been at the horse races that day, and he offered him to jump in the back with in the stall beside another horse that he had free. And so they jumped in there with the horse rugs, and they said it was a bit of a drive and a few windy roads, and there was not much else to do, so they still lay claim that's where I was conceived.
In the back of a horse float next to a horse?
Yeah, it was a double horse float, and so there was one horse in there on an angle, and beside it was a spare spot, and it had one of those swinging back doors so the air could blow in the back.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
So, Mick, who is your sire? What's your breeding, Mick?
Are you an Arabian?
Yeah, I wish.
Are you a sprinter, Mick, or are you long distance?
No, probably more of a donkey, I'd say.
Your dad had a bit of competition on the day. Oh, Mick, that's an amazing
That is a
story.
great story.
Well done, buddy.
Belle in Peakhurst. Where were you conceived, Belle?
I was conceived at the Jenolan Cave.
Oh, we did some holidays there.
Did you see?
Very
Did you
different.
notice two people at any
No.
stage, sort of around 22 years ago?
Yeah.
Have they got the little lights? The light. What is it? The fireflies, Sarah?
Fireflies or the glowworms
Or the
or the-
glowworms? Is it the glowworms?
Remember that part?
So your mum and dad told you that, Belle?
Yeah. So I always asked, but yeah.
Wow, exploring caves. A lot of that going on that night.
So your
Oh, lovely.
well, so your dad had been into caves for a while. They'd done a fair bit of caving.
No, not really. It was just a holiday.
Wow,
Oh, that is hilarious,
that is a
Belle.
great
I love
story.
the fact they told you.
Faye in Penrith. Let's go to Faye. Where were you conceived, Faye?
I was anywhere, but a friend of mine, her child was conceived on the hill at Rudy Hill.
Oh, wow. There's a claim to fame. Many say it's just a mound, but it's actually a hill.
Is there?
The hill.
And that's how it got
Had
its name.
Faye.
New Year's Eve parties there.
Oh, so Faye, is that a thing? Because I mean, it's been a running joke for years. But people go up the hill to do that? You think?
I don't know if they go up there to do it. We used to go there for New Year's Eve parties.
Yeah.
Wow, that is...
Yeah.
Faye, you said it was a friend. Certainly not talking about yourself.
No, love.
Oh,
Faye.
Wouldn't surprise me,
I
Faye.
only want to conceive a child with you.
Well done, Faye.
Faye, you didn't run a popular pub in Parramatta, did you?
I did.
Faye!
It's our beautiful Faye.
I'll never forget you, Faye. You invited me upstairs at the hotel there.
Yes, I know. I'll never forget you either. I wore the cards out on holiday.
I know.
Oh, jeez, hey.
So, hey, Faye, we've got the pub tour again next Friday. I know you're at the Rose and Crown, but have you got a different run for us? Where should we go?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Faye, you're a highlight of our pub tour. We'd love you to get involved again.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll come out to Parramatta.
Okay,
All right.
well done.
We'll let you know when we're at your place.
Love Faye.
Oh, good guys. You have a wonderful day.
Good on you, Faye. I miss you.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.